Hello everyone, I am Ananya Jaiswal, currently pursuing my BTech third year from Vellore Institute of Technology, Vellore. Today, I am making this video to present my digital assignment 2 in the subject Computer Organization and Architecture under Dr. Dhanabal R. My college registration number is 18BEC0465 and my subject serial number is 31. The question for my digital assignment 2 as given below states to analyze a floating point unit from the IEEE journal using the concepts learned in the syllabus. So the IEEE journal that I chose was Tunable Floating Point Adder by Nanarelli Alberto. The following questions have been answered based on the journal and on the basics of the understanding of the concepts of the topics in the syllabus of computer organization and architecture. My question number 1 being to explain how the selected paper is related to the COA syllabus curriculum goes as follows. Computers were originally built as fast, reliable, and accurate computing machines. It does not matter how large computers get, one of their main tasks will always be to perform computation. Most of these computations need real numbers as an essential category in any real world calculations. Real numbers are not finite. They are therefore no finite representation method is capable of representing all real numbers, even within a small range. Thus, most real values will have to be represented in an approximate manner. The scope of this paper includes study and implementation of adder. It addressed the design of an adder in tunable floating point TFP precision. TFP is a variable precision format in which a given precision can be chosen for a single operation by selecting a specific number of bits for significant and exponent in the floating point representation. By tuning the precision of an algorithm to the minimum precision achieving an acceptable target error, we can make the computation more power efficient. In previous work, we introduced a unit for TFP multiplication. Here we focus on floating point addition. It described the implementation of a TFP multiplier. In this work, we present a tunable floating point adder to complete along with the multiplier a TFP unit which can be used also as a part of on-chip accelerators. So this is how the related paper is related to computer organization and architecture. Moving on, question number 2 states to draw the existing architectures discussed in the paper using appropriate raster graphics editor software in encapsulated PostScript EPS file format. Therefore, the figure number 1 shows the double path architecture comprising of the significance only. Figure 2 displays the closed path. I would like to zoom in the same. This figure describes the closed path of binary 32. Moving on to question number 3. Question number 3 states to draw the tabulated results in graphs using Microsoft Office Suite in encapsulated PostScript EPS file format. So as shown below, this figure states the rounding from the left L, which is the last bit, G is the guard bit, R is the round bit, T is the sticky bit, and the dots represent the rounding position. The point number 1 displays the normalized results, and point number 2 displays the not normalized result. Basically, the entire figure shows the rounding for subtraction in the far path, and the rounds indicate the rounding positions for the same. The next figure shows rounding in variable position for m equals to 24 and m equals to 21. RW holds the position of the rounding bit. The following table 1 shows the roundup conditions for the TFP adder. with table 2 showing the post-synthesis comparison between binary 32 and TFP adder, and table 3 showing the timing paths in TFP add, critical path in bold face. So as seen in table 1, it comprises of the far path and the close path. So basically the far path comprises of the EOP, which is equal to 0, and EOP equals to 1, giving various values as stated. And as mentioned before, table 2 gives the post-synthesis comparison between the binary 32 and the TFP adders. So as visible in the different columns, the column number 2 states the binary 32 values, and the next column displays the TFP values, and the last column displays the difference. Table 3, as shown, gives the timing paths in the TFP add, so which comprises of the stage 1 and stage 2, and the different functions have been shown as following through the table. Moving on, we have table 4 to give the overheads in TFP add with respect to the binary 32 adder, and table 5 giving us the average power dissipation for matrix multiplication for cases 1 to 4. Moving on, we have the graph to display the trends on average power dissipation in adders for matrix multiplication. The table 6 displays the relative errors in average power dissipation for TFP training, and the table 7 gives the classification errors and average power dissipation for interface in TFP. If you see the given below graph, the graph shows the fixed point versus the floating point adder configurations. For a better view, I would like to zoom in the same. As visible, the graph gives a clear difference between the fixed point and the floating point adder configurations. The y-axis gives the area, which has the total equivalent gates, and the x-axis gives the configuration, which is there in table number 5 and table number 6. Moving on to the next question, the question states to draw the proposed architecture discussed in the paper using Microsoft Visio software in encapsulated PostScript file format. All additions and subtractions with exponent difference larger than 1 are executed in the FAR path. So given below is a FAR path of binary 32, and as visible it comprises of the SWAP, right shift bit, invert, sticky bit, rounding control 1, control 2, mux commands and their implementations. Moving on, we have the logical diagram for AND OR networks. The part A shows to extract bit G. The part A is the logical circuit to extract bit G, and part B gives the logical circuit to append bit C after bit L. Moving ahead, we find the architecture of the TFP adder far path. So I would like to zoom in the architecture for a better understanding. So this is basically the architecture of the TFP adder far path. Moving ahead, we have additions in the second stage of the closed path in TFP adder shown with the given block diagram. The next question states to draw the transistor level internal diagrams using Multisim or ORCAD tools in encapsulated PostScript EPS file format. So the given figure shows the top level view of the TFP adder except sign computation, and the next figure gives a neural network with 2 hidden layers. Moving on to question number 6, we have to compare the proposed architecture with existing architecture in the reference books. So basically, floating point is based upon the encoding of binary information in the charge configuration within quantum dot cells. A fundamental floating point is made up of four quantum dots which are located on vertices of a square. Also, there are two electrons in floating point, a cell that can tunnel between dots inside it on the opposite corners of square according to the Coulomb repulsion in ground state. TFP, a format in which the precision of operands and results can be chosen for a single operation by selecting a specific number of bits for the significand and the exponent in the floating point representation. By tuning the precision of a given algorithm to the minimum precision, achieving an acceptable target error, we can make the computation more power efficient. The TFP unit can handle significant precision from 24 to 4 bits and exponent from 8 to 5 bits. The maximum precision m equals to 24, e equals to 8 is that of a binary 32, and the tunable range includes binary 16 for which m equals to 11 and e equals to 35 in Google's Brain FP format having m equals to 8 and e equals to 8. Moving on to the next question, to list the advantage of the proposed design over existing design, which is a part of the question number 6, we would like to tell that determining the sign of the result before the actual subtraction is expensive because it requires to compare the two significance when the exponent is the same. D equals to 0 to decide which operand to invert. An alternative is to complement a fixed operand, for example my, and then complement the subtraction result if negative. Since 2's complementation require a full precision addition, we opted for a ones complement adder or carry around adder followed by conditional bit complementation implemented by an array of XOR gates. These are the blocks indicated as carry around adder and bit invert. The complementation of the bits of my is marked by the circle at the output of the mux. The TFP adder can also be used to convert a standard format to TSP or vice versa by setting the output precision m and adding 0 to the number to be converted. So I hope we have clearly listed the advantages of the proposed design over the existing design, and therefore moving ahead we have question 7, to list the merits and demerits of the proposed and existing techniques hardware. So the following are the demerits and the merits for the proposed technique. The demerits being the main challenge to implement the adder in TFP is that the rounding must be done in a variable position. Beside the component handling and the sign computation, we need extra hardware to check for subnormals at the input in the result. And moving on, we have some other demerits as well, which goes like if m is unknown at the beginning of the operation and d plus m to form the control of the shifter increases the delay of the critical path at the first stage of the adder. And coming to the merits, the design of the TFP adder providing correct rounding when reducing the precision of the significance, the revisitation of the double path adder implementing the baseline binary 32 adder, using a reference bit vector to hold the rounding position. A simple decoder is used to regenerate RW depending on m. Similarly, we have other merits also as listed in points 4, 5 and 6, and therefore I would kindly request you to go through the points. Moving on to question number 8, we have to list the applications of the proposed design. So the proposed design has various applications, amongst which a few have been listed here, like the application of floating point numbers are widely used in digital applications such as digital filters, image transformation and signal processing applications. The fundamental difference between fixed and floating point DSPs is their respective numeric representation of data. While fixed point hardware performs strictly integer arithmetic, floating point DSP supporting industry standard single precision operations. The mantissa is 24 bits and the exponent is 8 bits. With its wider word width and exponential, this device provides a 16m range of precision, a vastly greater dynamic range than is available with the fixed point format. Similarly, we have other applications as well of the proposed system, which I would like the viewer to go through. Moving on to the next question. Question number 9 states to draw the flowchart or algorithm or transistor level circuit proposed in the design in encapsulated PostScript EPS file format, and therefore mentioned below is the flowchart of the floating point addition. Moving on to Before we move on, I would like to explain that the flowchart comprises of three stages, which are stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. And the sign exponent in mantissa for stage 1 has been specified, and stage 2 comprises of the shift, and stage 3 having the exponent adjust and the normalization. And the R mentioned are the RX are the basically X bit registers. For example, R6 is the 6 bit register, R9 is the 9 bit register. Similarly, we have the block diagram of the adder and subtractor, and the block diagram has been drawn using the online available tool draw.io. We have the same floating point addition subtraction flowchart as well. The above one was a block diagram as visible, and here we have a clear flowchart for the same. Now coming on to the journal that I chose, which was a tunable floating point adder by Nanarelli Alberto, I would like my viewers to go through the following research paper, which I would just go through once for a gist. So this is the research paper that was published by Alberto Nanarelli and which has been referred in this particular video. So as already discussed, the research paper comprises of the introduction of the TFP, and then what does it stand for, then baseline FP adder, what is it, then the closed path, and then the block diagrams and the figures that we have already discussed above in the video. So baseline FP adder comprises of the closed path, the far path, and the detailings of the same have been given very well in the research paper, which I would request my viewers to kindly go through. Moving ahead, we have the TFP adder, which comprises of the far path, and if we head back under the far path, if we head back to the baseline FP adder, we have a closed path, we have a far path, and then we have a common path. And then moving ahead, we have the TFP adder. All these figures and diagrams and architectures we have already discussed in the video, and for the elaborative understandings, since they have been referred from the research paper, so for a clear understanding the research paper can be referred for the same. Moving ahead, we have the hardware implementation, where the different tables given, like table number 3, 4 and 5, we have already discussed in the video, and again for a better and clear understanding can be referred again through the research paper. Moving on, we have the TFP and deep learning, and finally the references to this, the references used by Nanarelli Alberto for this particular research paper. With this, I hope we have had a clear understanding of the TFP, and here I would like to conclude with this video. Thank you so much everyone for watching.